All right, so I've personally had moments where I tell people that everything is against Bernie Sanders, including the Democratic Party, and they don't believe me. I say the media lies against him, and every single force in the world, every Democrat, Obama, down the line to the most corporate and least corporate, they're all trying to take down Bernie Sanders, and they don't believe me. But here is a Democratic Party operative admitting it. So if anyone doesn't believe you when you say that, show them this video.
One, the more that Bernie Sanders rises, the more, and I see this very much now happening already among my activist Democratic friends, the more people are getting scared about a Bernie Sanders candidacy for two reasons. First, because they think he'll lose, and second, they think if he wins, he'll implement the kinds of policies that I outlined a few minutes ago, which are so far away from the center of the Democratic Party. So there's a lot of activity around trying to, quote, stop Bernie, although it isn't called by that just yet. And that's and Mike Bloomberg could well play a role in that as an alternative to Bernie Sanders. But as you also point out, for that to happen, Biden has to, in effect, not do as well as people expect, whether it's second, third, or fourth. Biden has to weaken in the course of these first four early primaries. If Biden wins Iowa and then New Hampshire, let's say, and he's obviously strong in Nevada, strong in South Carolina, it may well be game over.
Okay, so he's saying that if Bernie Sanders is going to be the nominee, if he's on the track to be, and he wins New Hampshire and Iowa, they might fall back on Michael Bloomberg, of all people. And his reasoning at the beginning, he said, number one, we don't want Bernie because he'll lose. He just said that to try to relate to people and to try to sell the narrative that Bernie can't beat Trump. They have no actual facts. Like, if you ever see someone say Bernie can't beat Trump, can you please ask for any type of factual evidence? And the second example he used, that he might implement policies, that Bernie might put in policies that are not at the center of the Democratic Party, that's code word for Bernie might take power away from me and my billionaire friends. And he called them his fellow Democratic activists. Activists? You're not an activist. The people who are activists are people on the ground fighting for healthcare, fighting for good lives, good wages, for proper housing for actual people. You are not an activist. You don't have Democratic activist friends. You have establishment hacks who are selfish and want to take this whole system for yourself and will say wholly that you don't care about people dying in the streets. You don't care about human lives. You care about your positions of power. You care about your status quo. Having him on TV, I hope it hurts them. Bring this clip up. This guy is still, he has no charisma. He's a terrible speaker. They think they're doing a good job by sending him on TV. Let's use it against them. We got to keep on going. Argue above them. Argue by saying, okay, so America is the richest country, right? Yes. America is the most powerful country, right? Yes. Then you bring up every other country in the world that has healthcare and has free college for their people. And you say, well, America has 5 times more wealth per person than this country. And they'll say, yeah. And then ask, why can't we do it here? And if they say we can't afford it, you already won the argument. So at least they're finally coming out to play. They're finally coming out into the light. We can finally show people, literally, word for word, from the establishment themselves that are trying to take down Bernie Sanders. I think people are going to see why they're trying to take him down. And I hope we could get this across. Use this as motivation. It should enrage us. It should serve as a stimulus, as a shot to our arm to just want to get out there and keep on going and keep fighting for this. And they're going to try to smear Bernie and also his supporters, but we got to show them that good prevails and the truth will win out.